How you doing? Good. Sit back here and keep an eye on.
He's washed. Hey, well, Jason Bauman's here so we can start the party. You have need to. Good morning, Richland County. It is 9:30 a.m. on Tuesday, March 31st, the last day of March. Richland County Board of Commissioners is now in session. I'm County Commissioner Cliff Mears, joined by fellow commissioners Vero and Banks. And we have a host of folks in our room today. We have our senior clerk, Stacy Kroll. We have Kevin Bird, who's here to observe. We have the Police Chief, Jason Bauman, and we have a number of people from Richland County Children's Services. And I will let you introduce yourself because Tara, I know I will mispronounce your name and I do.
I'm Tara Latzenheiser. I'm Executive Director of Richland County Children's Services.
I'm Bridget Coles, Community Engagement Supervisor for Richland County Children's Services.
Paul Caldwell, Community Support.
And we're joined with the media, with Greg Kale, and online is Carl Hunnell from Richland Source. First order of business is a proclamation for Child Abuse Prevention Month, and I will turn it over to Bridget or Tara or whoever would like to speak first.
I can start. Tomorrow, April 1st, we kick off Child Abuse and Prevention Month. This year, our theme is Together We Protect Tomorrows. And we really wanted to focus this, not only this month, but this year, on communities coming together to prevent and protect their tomorrows. We've had a lot of great input over the years from community leaders, education leaders, faith-based leaders. And so we really do truly believe that prevention of child abuse is possible through the support of the entire community, linking families to resources. And Richland County is full of resources, drug and alcohol, mental health, educational, parenting support. We have mentoring. So we really our whole community is filled with resources. And so we're asking everyone to really focus on how can we prevent child abuse and neglect? How can we help those parents that are struggling with certain things in preventing that? So in 2025, we investigated 1,455 child victims. Cases were 975 in 2025. I did note in looking at the stats in comparison from 2023 to 2025, we've had a consistent increase in physical abuse cases. For as long as I've been at Children's Services, neglect has always been the most high risk category that we investigate. And in 2024 and now in 2025, last year, we had a significant increase of physical abuse, and that is because of the drug use that is going on in this county. So it was significantly higher. We drug tested in 2025, 623 minors, so any child from 0 to 18, and 40% of all of those that we tested were positive. And I just wanted to point out that our most significant drug screen positive test that we had was a 1-month-old who tested positive for meth, cocaine, heroin, fentanyl, and I'm going to always mispronounce this, but it's medetomidine, which is a horse tranquilizer. Tested positive for all of those. That was one drug screen. Very lucky that child is doing well today. That was early on in 2025, but could have been a huge tragedy. And so we're thankful that child's alive. His siblings also tested positive for several of those drugs as well. So far in 2026, we've drug screened around 25 children under the age of 5, and 11 of them have been positive so far. Our major drugs that we see that kids test positive for, our highest one is always marijuana and cocaine and meth. Those are the three consistently that we have seen in the last year or so. As far as the agency, we have around 160 kiddos in custody today. We have 53 foster homes. So if you do the math, we don't quite have enough foster homes. And so we have to then look for out-of-network care. Sometimes they have to go out of county, and we do have some kiddos that are out of state because this is not only a Richland County issue, but also a state and federal issue as well. And the drug concern is, one of the highest categories that we see of reasons why we can't keep kids in their homes. So going along with the theme, how can we prevent this? Well, we get phone calls, luckily, from a lot of mandated reporters, our schools, our pediatricians, our church leaders. People are watching, but it's really, really important to call us if you're seeing something so that we can prevent something from like a death or a significant tragedy. And so, if you know parents that are struggling, we have, they can call us and ask, we can give out resources, but we have Catalyst, we have Family Life, we have so many places in this community that can help. And so if a parent's struggling or that a parent is struggling, it's really important that you own it and try to get the help so that your kids are not suffering. I don't want to be the parent of 160 kids in this county. And so, we've got to, as adults, take responsibility. Parents have got to take responsibility and get the help that they need. It's out there. It's in this community. And so this month, or in April, starting tomorrow, we're going to be doing something new. It's a pledge card, and we're going to be giving these to the commissioners today. And you can go on our website. It's a pledge to do exactly what we were talking about today, preventing child abuse and neglect. So it's by signing this, you're saying that you're going to keep your eyes open. You're going to help do your part in preventing child abuse and neglect. So you can go to our website and print this card off. Businesses can do it. We encourage schools, churches. Print them out. You can hang them up. Better if you want, you can take a picture of that. It tells you step by step how to do that on our website, and email it to Bridget Coles. We'll post that on our Facebook to be shown of how many people we can get to pledge for this month and really try to prevent child abuse and neglect. Hand it over to Bridget, who's got some great upcoming events.
We're excited about this month. Connecting with our community and community partners, and also connecting with partners. Kick off officially with a big rally. And this year, we're going to have it at the YMCA of North Central Ohio. We are glad to be working with them. They are a wonderful community partner. Our featured speaker is going to be State Representative Miller. We'll also have proclamations coming from Tammy Puff with the governor's office, also State Representative Marilyn John and Mansfield Mayor Jody Perry. We will be having a special performance with Tiana Sykes, also music provided by Night Flight. And then we've got some special guests because we wanted to show our community how everyone is coming together and how much we really care about the children and families that we care for. We have Miss Ontario, Beasley, and the student athletes and mascots from Shelby, Mansfield St. Peter's, Mansfield Senior High School, Mansfield Christian, and Lexington High School that are going to be there. We're going to do a special roll call with them. And we are so excited to have as our MC this year, Mansfield City Councilman, 5th Ward, Aurelio Diaz. So this is just going to.
No one likes him.
So hopefully we'll get to see you there and you can join in the celebration with us. Also continuing on with the rest of the month, we have our pinwheels that are placed right outside of the Mansfield Y. And the wonderful thing about that, when we were putting them in, myself and Paula and a few other people were driving by and honking their horns or waving at us. So we do have a caring community and they get it. They understand what we're doing.
You've been doing that a while and people know what they signify.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Then we've got a great day coming up. Wear blue on April the 8th. So we're encouraging everyone, wear your blue. Tony, you're looking sharp today. You got your,
Blue ahead of time, yeah.
hey, all the commissioners. So
Wait, hold on.
you got
Thank you for
this.
thoughts. Yeah, see?
I can't lift my leg up.
When you take those photos,
Greg too.
send them to us and we put them on social media. People love that and it encourages them to participate as well. On that day, we're also teaming up with Buckeye Bakery. If you go down there and you're wearing blue, you get a free cookie. And we've got those cookies there for you to try. They're pinwheel and they're really nice. From there, then we'll be participating in the YMCA's Central Ohio Healthy Kids Day. That's going to be on April the 18th out at OSU Mansfield. And then we'll close out the month with the Community Health Fair, Providence Baptist Church. We're teaming up with our community partner, the Mansfield NAACP. And each one of the organizations have been wonderful. They contact us, said we want to be a part of this, set up an informational table. So this is wonderful. And I would encourage anyone, not just this month, but really think about the children here in our community in Richland County. They mean a lot. And I'm so glad that Tara has started the pledge card. That is wonderful because this is something that it's going to extend past April. You can take that pledge forever. I mean, ever and ever, just to look at that and know that we're pledging, we're going to protect the children here in Richland County.
Where would Richland County be without folks like you looking out for our kids? Generation. An amazing job.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that.
Comments from fellow commissioners?
Appreciate everything that you do and consistency in doing it and reminding us all we should be participating.
Thank you.
Oh, I thought you.
You're on it. If you'll display. Oh, and then you can take a picture and send it to us. So
No one
say-
ever wants to see me.
I do.
Not even my own wife, so.
Well, I have a proclamation I'd like to present to you. Why don't we do it here? I'm going to ask Kevin, if you would, to take a picture of us. Oh, Polly, because you're going to be in the picture, right?
No, we're just gonna. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Here we go. Hug first before the pictures. Yeah. You guys can be with her?
No, this.
Okay. Well, then, that's this proclamation. I'll read a couple of things that I think are particularly noteworthy. And this is, of course, signed by the Board of Commissioners. The 2026 Child Abuse Prevention Month theme is Together We Protect Their Tomorrows. It reminds us that every action taken today, large or small, helps safeguard the future of the children in our care, which is so, so important. So on this proclamation, the Richland County Commissioners do proclaim April 2026 as Child Abuse Prevention Month. So,
Thank you.
Tara.
Thank you.
Well, let me get my glasses on.
Okay,
There
ready.
you go.
Turn this way. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes. Yes. Got one looking. Hey, Greg, do you have any questions for Tara or Bridget?
Last year drug use seems to be a huge, I guess, just contender for families that just don't know whether. Seek treatment or.
Yeah, I think it's got to be hard for parents that are struggling with substance use, and nobody, I think, wants to come out and say, you know, I have a problem. But if you look at your children as the number one, you know, everybody has their struggles, everybody, you know, has their crosses to bear, and so owning that and saying, hey, you know, I need help. We can work with parents. We're not there to, you know, it's not something that you can't overcome. And so we want to help. We're able to link them with services. So yes, I'm sure it's the hardest thing in the world to say, you know, I have a problem, but if you're putting your kids at number one, and you're saying, you're a much better parent for saying, I have a problem. What can I do to keep my kids safe while I'm working through this? And that's just so important. If you're, you know, not reaching out to anyone or not looking for your supports, that's when that's when the kids suffer because, you know, they're in the home, they're around the paraphernalia, they're around the residue. And, you know, parents that are smoking meth or smoking marijuana, you know, in the same room as them, they're inhaling that, they're ingesting it. And, you know, even just having people in and out of your house that are selling or using, you know, they drop stuff, there's, you know, residue on, and kids put it in their mouth. And so fentanyl, especially in the horse tranquilizer, and those are so dangerous, you know, even the THC gummies that we're seeing, you know, kids think that they're just, you know, gummies, you know, teddy bears, they have them in all kinds of, you know, they look like candy. And so, you know, our little kiddos that don't know the difference, you know, ingest those. Those are so powerful. We've had several kids, you might think, oh, it's just a THC gummy. But they're packed, they're potent, and they end up in the hospital, they're lethargic. I mean, it's not like you don't see an effect on them. You know, a lot of them end up in the hospital, have to have fluids and monitored and until it's out of their system. So, you know, nobody's going to condemn you forever. I always tell the parents that it takes greater strength to say, I have a problem. How can I get help? Because, you know, especially for putting their kids first. It's just number one. And neighbors and family members, a lot of times when we come into the home, we look for relatives, you know, who can help support this family, and they're there. It's just that, you know, if you see a relative struggling, try to get them the help that they need. You know, try to refer them or call us and ask us, hey, you know, I have somebody, you know, you don't even have to tell us who it is. You know, we will help you get that information out. So
No higher priority than our kids.
that's right. Yes.
Anything else, Greg? Carl?
Yeah, thank you. Good morning. One of the things that happened in Mansfield in April of last year, we had our first cannabis dispensary opened. Have you guys seen or been able to document any cases related to cannabis that was purchased there that later found its way into children?
I don't have any specific data on that they specifically purchased it from there. We have seen an uptick though, since those dispensaries have been opened, in THC, in the homes, and then really gummies and things like that people are purchasing. We have seen a significant increase.
it's funny you say
You're-
that because, sorry, Carl, I've had this discussion with certain individuals and I'm not taking a moral position on the use, okay? But, you know, everyone has said, hey, you've seen the income tax rise in the city of Mansfield. And I look at it obviously as a commissioner in a budgetary perspective and as a taxpayer perspective. Taking the morals out of it, I said, okay, have we also done the research on the increase in children testing positive who eat gummies? Because then there's a significant cost, which I'm pretty comfortable in saying probably outpaces the income tax cost in placing children, medical costs for kids. And again, I'm not taking the morals out of it. I'm just talking dollars and cents. I think it's a little obtuse just to say, well, we've seen an income tax increase from the sale of marijuana, so all is well. And I said, yeah, well, we have more child placements now. We have more medical costs related to children who are testing positive. So I'm just saying, if you look at it from a budgetary perspective, I think it's a pretty simplistic point of view to just say, hey, we have an income tax, because there are absolutely costs associated with
Mhm.
the sale of marijuana.
Yes.
Taking the morals out of it.
Yeah. And you know, I think our data, you know, I've been at Children's Services since 2008. Like I said before, neglect has always been our highest category. Physical abuse has now been way higher than that in 2024 and in 2025. So, I mean, I don't think a coincidence.
Get that, Carl?
Yeah, I just wanted to check, Tony. You kept saying income tax. I assume you meant sales tax.
No, there's the sales tax, that tax doesn't really come to us, Carl. If you look at the way the bill was written, I'm talking about the articles you guys wrote on the city income tax increase from the marijuana sales. And you and I had that conversation. I said, did anyone look at what the costs, the trailing costs associated with what Tara just talked about?
No, it's actually the sales tax, 10% of the 36% excise tax. That's what comes to the city. I don't know. I'm sure there's some income
Right,
tax there.
I
But it's
mean, the
primarily a
income
sales tax.
generated, right, the income generated for the city, excuse me,
That's all right.
on the sales, yes.
Well, yeah, I'm just curious because I am going to work on that story, Tara. So if you guys come across a case that specifically you find that finds a child was abused because it obtained cannabis that was purchased through that dispensary, I would love to know about that.
But how would you find that out? Short of asking where they purchased it or ask for the receipt. So after a kid tests positive for drugs, you go, oh, by the way, do you have your receipt for that gummy you ate?
I just asked if they come across that to let me know, Tony.
Okay.
We
I'm
will,
not here to
Carl.
argue. I'm not here to argue with you, counselor. I'm trying to ask questions
As am
because
I.
people who want to say that there's an increase related to a legal dispensary, I'd like to know if they actually see that, not rather than a causal connection. I'd like to see that direct connection is what I guess what I'm asking about. Let's
Yes.
move on to that. Bridget, Tara, I assume that one of the reasons people might not call is they fear they don't want to get involved. Just remind people, if you would, that they can remain anonymous and they can still call 24/7. Is that still accurate?
Yes, that is accurate. Yes, you can call the 419-774-4100 number. We're open 24 hours a day, any holiday, in the middle of the night. And yes, all of our referral sources, you can remain anonymous. And even if you choose to tell us your information, we can never disclose who made that call to us. So yes, please call.
Okay. And in the physical abuse, the number of kids who are testing positive, I assume you've seen that continue to rise over the last 5 years. Each year that goes up a little bit.
Yes, yes. And we do take, I want to make clear, if a child tests positive for an illegal substance, we do take that as physical abuse. There could be instances where it's physical abuse and neglect, but it's always physical abuse if a child has ingested drugs.
And is this usually a case, or is there a percentage of these cases where the child ingests the drugs because parents have left it laying around the house, or is it something where are parents actually giving their kids drugs? How does that shake out?
I would say about 90% of the time, the parents are shocked to know that their child or children are in fact positive for the same drugs that they're using. And we talked to them about that. You can't smoke in the same room as your children. They don't really think about, the residue and the paraphernalia that they leave around. They don't really think that, oh, the kids aren't going to get into that, but they do. And so a lot of them are shocked. We do have cases where parents give their children drugs if they're wanting them to calm down or are hyperactive, so they do try to medicate them with drugs. It's just not as common as
I just got spanked.
just. We will.
I know.
All right, that's
Yeah.
all I had. Great to see you guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Carl.
Okay. Chief Bauman, would you like to weigh in on this discussion?
Yeah, chief, good time to come here.
I agree. I know this has been a topic, and it goes back to Prosecutor Bishop that we've had to tackle, with how can we go after these parents, from a criminal charging standpoint. We ran into some legal issues with like lab testing. Worked with Tony Timbasco. I know this has been with Tara. We've continually tried. We're not stopping. Thank goodness for Tara and her agency and her staff, because they do an amazing job, and I love our relationship. So together we just keep moving forward, and the main concern is get the children into a safe environment.
I remember many years ago when I was on Mansfield City Council, Police Chief Porch gave us information, charts, a lot of data when Colorado became the first state to legalize dispensaries. And shortly thereafter, the rise in child abuse, but not only that, various crimes, a lot of traffic issues followed that. And that was before it was considered here. And now we're in other Colorado.
Tell you that when, council entertained putting these up, I did follow-up research, and they've done follow-up research in Colorado, and those numbers haven't changed. Stayed consistent.
So if we study the past, in other places, we may learn from it and not bring it to our hometown.
Paula, you have anything for us? Okay. Well, thank you all very much. In particular, thank you for breakfast.
Yes, you're welcome. Thank you for supporting us. We really do appreciate it. Thank you.
Always.
Certainly always will.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks for the gift.
Yes, thanks for the goodies. I printed mine out. Mine's actually in my mailbox.
Thank you.
You guys. Okay, moving on to our other agenda items. Could I have a motion to certify the record of proceedings for March 26th?
Second,
Mears,
Yes.
Commissioner Banks,
yes.
Commissioner Vera,
Yes,
Could I have a motion to approve requisitions?
so moved. Second,
Commissioner Mears,
Yes.
Commissioner Banks,
Yes.
Commissioner Vera,
yes,
Could I have a motion to approve month-end appropriations and
so moved.
Second,
Commissioner Mears,
yes.
Commissioner Banks,
yes.
Vera,
Yes,
And we have a quote before us from Corson Security repairs to the county admin building for $355.25. Could I have a motion to approve that?
No move.
second,
Commissioner Mears,
Yes.
Commissioner Banks,
Yes.
Commissioner Vera,
And we have a request for travel request from the clerk of courts, two of them, one for April 22nd, May 20th, for an employee to attend training.
so moved.
Second,
Yes.
yes.
Commissioner Vera.
Yes.
Okay. Carl, questions on any of that?
No, are you guys gonna be talking about the sewer issue down on Route 97 last night, or has that been resolved?
Well, it's not on the agenda, but I'd be glad to answer any questions you have or fill you in.
Yeah, I wasn't aware until Mayor Brinkus posted on social media something about an issue with the sewer along 97 and asking people to conserve. So I'm just curious what that situation was and how it was resolved, and if you could talk about that.
Yeah, let me kind of summarize and then you can ask any questions you might have. I got involved in this when I got a call from Amanda Miller, who's our wastewater treatment plant director, around 11:30 yesterday, just before noon, that the source of really the cause of the problem we have two wastewater pumps down there, and we have alarms connected to those. So when one of them fails, we're notified. Well, unfortunately, over the weekend, both pumps failed and both alarms failed. So that was the start of the problem. When we recognized that we had a problem, Amanda went down and realized we've got a wet well that's 28 feet deep, 6-foot diameter, that was filling with sewage because the pumps were out of commission. And at that point, she realized we had to curtail as much as possible flowage from the businesses and the residences in that area. So she contacted the businesses in that area, the 9771 corridor, which was Der Dutchman, Love's, McDonald's, Burger King, the hotels down that way, in an effort to minimize the flow into there so we could empty that out. And what had to be done is somebody had to get down there and clean out the debris. And the biggest offender, and since I've been commissioner, I have heard this repeatedly from Amanda, that what clogs up our treatment facilities and our pumps more than anything are these disposable wipes. They're supposed to be disposable, but really aren't. They don't break down. They clog up our pipes, they clog up our equipment, and that was a large part of the problem. So Amanda mustered the resources that she needed, vacuum pumps, tankers, all the debris away. And around about 1 o'clock, he thought that she was making some headway and thought maybe we'd be back in business, or the businesses would be back in business around 3 o'clock. That was a bit optimistic. That did not happen because the flowage wasn't reduced as much as she was hoping it would. And then 5:40, she reaffirmed to the businesses, the ones that I mentioned, that if you can minimize your water usage, that would be helpful. And throughout this whole issue, Amanda and I had been in constant communications throughout. Her crews were doing the best they can. We continued to ask if she needed any additional resources that the county could provide, but it was really an issue of trying to empty that wet well. Then about 7:30, it had gone on long enough, and I had been contacting Mayor Brinkus down in Belleville to let her know about the problem. She hadn't been aware of it at that point. And so at the time I contacted her to notify residents down in that area that this problem is, we're aware of it. We're mustering all the resources necessary to get it fixed. But working on it, we're not unaware. And I contacted the EMA as well. We have the system, as you know, Carl, Everbridge, that alerts people who sign up for it of certain conditions and problems, high wind, floods, snow, and sewer line breakage, water line breakage. That's among the categories. So I asked them to confirm about 7:30 last night that those alerts are going out to the people who had registered for that kind of an alert. Then about that time, about 7:30-ish, we had contacted Gordon Rupp to see if there was anything that they could do. So we asked employees there, appropriate people, to contact Amanda directly to see if they could be any of assistance. And through that conversation, it was determined that no, we didn't need additional help. We just needed to have some time and get that emptied and curtail the flow in there. Then about 1:45 this morning, Amanda and I also communicated. She had been up about 22 hours at that point. That one of the pumps we had gotten going, we had an individual that was at the bottom of that 28-foot wet well that was able to clean it out. I don't know if it was rebuild the pump, but did a lot of mechanical work on that pump. Got one of them going, and she was going to stay there until the alarm company came out. Now that we had it going, she was comfortable that the businesses could be back in business at that point. The McDonald's, the Burger Kings, those that are closed overnight should have been able to come in this morning with their normal usage and no problem, first thing in the morning. But she notified the businesses that were open at that time that they're good to go. No need to curtail your water usage anymore. But she wasn't going to leave until the alarm company came in and assured her that if something does fail on this one pump, that we'll be alerted. And I believe that did happen. I texted Amanda this morning, ask how things are going, and I hope she's getting some sleep because she didn't reply back as yet. But that's kind of a long story, narrative there, Carl. Do you have any questions? Does that make sense? Anything I missed?
Yeah, just a couple of things. First of all, is any of this connected to the new construction along
No.
the
No.
sanitary
These are
sewer?
older. This is the older existing facilities.
Okay. And so two different pumps failed in two different wet wells, or two pumps in the same wet well?
Two pumps in the same wet well.
Okay, so the two pumps failed, and they both failed because of the debris, primarily disposable wipes that
Correct.
people have
Yep.
thrown away or flushed away.
Yep.
The alarms, who's the alarm company, and what did the alarm company say about both of their alarms failing as well?
Well, it's Vasu, and I don't know what their response was. Amanda was dealing directly with them. They were coming out, at that time, about 1 o'clock in the morning. She said they had to go back to their shop and get some tools or materials or parts at that time.
Okay, now, this section where this old wet well is that section going to be replaced, or is that something that will just be part of the new system when it's complete?
Gonna be replaced.
Pardon me?
It's gonna be replaced.
Because I know there's still discussion about additional commercial activity and residential activity in that area, and I was just curious because that's lots more potential for people to be flushing disposable wipes if you have apartments and condos and more hotels and a soccer complex.
Right.
Okay. So as far as you know, at this point, Amanda's probably sleeping, but there's kind of an all clear. This well's been cleaned out and we're good to go.
Right, the last communication I got was, it's an all clear and we're up and running. And if I could kind of end this, I got a text this morning from Mayor Brinkus down there, who, she and I were in contact throughout the night. When I told her last night that we're good to go, she made a comment that, she had stopped out there and the crew was incredible to see in action. They were diligent and dedicated, and she handled the situation perfectly. I just read off my text message from her.
She meaning Amanda.
She meaning Amanda, yeah. Yeah, Amanda did an amazing job, and she communicated throughout, a lot throughout. I've got a long string of messages from her, so, yeah.
Well, I had an uncle who used to be who owned a septic tank business, sewage type business in Tennessee. So it's kind of a stinky job, but I'm glad somebody was up to it.
Yeah, I was kind of looking for Mike Rowe to interject in this, but, we didn't see him. But, about 1 o'clock in the morning, I was really glad I was not the person at the bottom of that 28-foot pit full of, stuff.
Yeah. I'd also like to point out that I believe Tony is wearing blue in honor of Duke basketball this morning. I'm just saying that.
They've reached out to me for end of game situations.
Okay, anything else, Carl?
You writing it already?
Okay. Well, we'll move on and ask our county recorder, who is now here, Denise Jackson. Let's talk about cloud, and not the one that's gonna rain on us later this afternoon.
Right, and it will rain because I washed the car, just so you know how that goes.
So if by that standard, it would rain every day.
My fault every time.
Wash your car every day.
Luckily, your windshield wipers are okay.
It's a good thing. Thank you for being respectful. I want to say good morning. Thanks for meeting with me today. And yes, I want to discuss the current situation regarding our microfilming. I know that a lot of us are aware the materials used for this are becoming increasingly difficult to acquire. I'm wanting to be proactive instead of reactive with this situation. So I've been working with Andrew Keller on the legalities with my vendor. We now have Andrew's blessing on the contract that is before us today. And I do want to make mention to several things. As we glance through the contract, Davos and Numo are one and the same company, and interchangeable. It's the same company, same Dave Weaver.
That was Profile, right?
That's correct.
I saw that in here. So
Yes.
Profile.
They are all interchangeable and one and the same.
Okay, and I see that you have in your 175 equipment fund for this year, you have a contract services with Co-File for 56,420. Does this have any impact on that? I'm going to say no, but
No, it will not. My service I have with them now is monthly.
okay.
This PFA, as it's called, is once a year. First year being $1,000, which I do have non-general funds set aside for year one that I can take care of. Going forward, I would like to discuss having it put in general fund. We can discuss that during budget season. I know that this is unlike me to come before you when it is not that season. So That is just my thought. The PDFA, I'm sure you've seen it, stands for Portable Document Format Archives or archiving, which yes, is cloud-based storage. It is storage. Right now, we have microfilm. We have a copy that is stored across the hall in this building in the annex. There is a set in California, Arizona, as well as Virginia. And if I have blessing to move forward with this, the microfilming will stop and it will just be cloud-based storage. And I do want to mention just a little bit of a different topic. This is different than cloud search. That topic would have been discussed a couple of years ago. This is completely different, totally different. So if that is in your memory bank from years past, this is different. As far as security for the county, Govos will just continue to have the same secure connection that they have today. So there will not be any changes with that. And I have spoken to IT to confirm that. So there will not be anything as if they would.
Are there any savings for doing away with the microfilm? That could
Not-
offset the cost of the move to the cloud?
I'll be upfront and tell you, no, not really, because in my monthly service, that microfilming is included in that.
Well, you won't actually be doing microfilm.
We will not be doing microfilming, so my monthly will not be changing.
And you're saying for the first year, and we're not looking at a ton of money, but the first year you're saying, hey, Fund 175, our equipment fund will, but then
We can
you
do-
might want a discussion on general fund, picking up
That-
additional cost.
Correct, yes, that is correct, and it does increase 3% each year. The reasoning for that is because we are adding much more information to it each and every year.
What does this do for us? For residents of the county? It will make records more accessible,
Records
quicker.
accessibility would continue to be the same. This may not be the right thing to say right now. If a nuclear bomb drops, the microfilm, this will not be ruined. This is in the cloud.
Well, our archives right now are in-house.
Archives are in-house, but also stored at 3 other locations out of state. Yes,
So the ones we already have will still be stored in those 3.
yes.
places. The ones will just go to the cloud.
That is right. They did talk to me about historic. Too much money, in my opinion. I want to be personally going forward.
We eventually convert all our microfilm over to and upload it into the cloud?
I can show you that price.
I could imagine it isn't.
Not with me. So I was focused more on a going forward basis. If you want to discuss that,
Would there be a savings though?
not really. Microfilm, my understanding is supposed to last at least 500 years.
I might not be here.
None of us will be here. So
Are you looking for a 5-year commitment?
that is, yes, that is what they have spelled out.
I'm confused as to why it references a master contract of 4/4/22. Because by my math, it's more than 5 years.
What page, Tony?
Effective date of master agreement, 4/4/22. When I was looking at this yesterday, I'm going 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28.
The kind of two contracts, I believe, is what they're mentioning in here. They're mentioning the ones and that's I believe, where we signed on with what we currently have
Okay,
back in Sarah's days.
okay.
And right now, these contracts would be,
This one,
want to sync them up at renewal time,
what's the effective date on this one?
once we sign.
And then what's the end date? Term date, excuse me?
5 years. But we would sync this up with my.
So 7/11/28. Does that make sense then?
When we first signed a contract, I was thinking of 2021.
Probably co-file.
Yes. Profile, Avenue, Delvos, it causes confusion, Numo, all.
Have that general fund. Isn't it?
I know,
Equipment fund is for,
I try not to ask for anything.
but yet there's gonna be.
The co-file is when we took all the books and had them, sent them down to Texas or someplace.
Right, that's it.
Texas? I'm thinking it was Arlington. Oh, Arlington, Texas.
I don't know.
I believe it was Dallas. I believe.
Motion to approve the contract with Numo for the cloud storage at 5 years with the first year out of fund number 175 equipment with future discussions on years 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Second,
Commissioner Mears,
Yes.
Commissioner Banks,
yes.
Commissioner Barrow.
Yes.
May I mention one other thing? Thinking long-term and down the road. If a successor of mine were to terminate contract with them, they have given us their assurances that we will get a hard drive with all of our records. We are already going to have all of our records anyway, but they would make sure that we do that. Just want to mention long-term down the road.
Got about 40 years left.
Carl, you still online?
Yes, sir. I was gone for a while, but I'm back now, Mayo. I'd like to thank Spectrum for their ever less than impressive internet signal.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm there too. Any, were you able to hear what Denise is proposing, and do you have any questions?
Yeah,
on
I did get it, and I have no questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Carl.
it? Okay. Is there any business coming before us right now before we break for recess? Okay, hearing none, we'll we'll be in a recess until 10:30. It's 10:16 right now. At 10:30, we'll go into executive session for an RFP opening for wastewater services. The better side of wastewater, which we talk about. 10:31, the Richland County back in session. I'd like to have a motion to go into executive session for the opening of wastewater mowing service.
So moved.
Second,
Mears, Commissioner Banks,
yes.
Commissioner Barrow.
Yes.
that I want to do it, but if that ever happens again, we ought to go down and talk to the customers and tell them to shut it up.
It is 10:41.
Thank you.
Richland County Board of Commissioners is out of executive session and back in regular session. We've completed our first look at the proposals for wastewater mowing services. There's no action to be taken at this time. We'll assess those proposals. And at this time, we will go into recess for the next 4 minutes until 10:45, when we'll talk about a couple of things with central services.
They require somebody to,
Hmm.
there's no number.
It is 10:45. The Richland County Board of Commissioners is back in session, out of recess, and we're joined by Rachel Troyer with Central Services. Let's talk about fire services contract first. Rachel, what you got?
Our current contract is with Corson Fire Security, and I am recommending that we do renew for another year with Corson for our fire services, which it includes our like sensitivity testing, the sprinklers, the fire pumps. It's overall just watching our system that we have. They also will complete the different things that are broke or need repaired or just wore out. So with this contract, even though it's not a huge contract, at the end of the day, last year we spent $57,206.57 with Corson.
This is the second of a potential third, you get 3 1-year renewals. This is the second, right?
Yes, correct.
Is the reason we spent that much more because of the work they did here or the remodeling?
No, it's based over all of these, buildings. So it could be job family services needed, maybe something repaired or replaced. It seems like every day they're in our building for something. I know it's not that bad, but it seems that way. So it's just our overall, just taking care of all of our buildings, making sure that we stay up
So
to,
these are as needed expenses.
pardon me?
Something breaks, something needs to be repaired, something,
But there is a monthly.
There's a monthly.
There is monthly as well, correct?
how much is the monthly?
The monthly, it is, let's see, right here. But for general fund, it's roughly about $8,700. For non-general, it's roughly about $7,700. So there is, with this contract, there is a slight increase. Couple of things.
So why is it on the increase? I just out of curiosity, if you don't know, that's fine. So general funds increasing 1.71%, but then non-general funds increasing by 0.02% more. Well, I mean, I'm just curious, not that it's the
You know what?
amount.
Off the top of my head, I don't know, except for that it buildings. I can tell you Dayspring and the jail, they have like more sections, like different things, that needs inspected, such as like a semi-annual hood suppression system that needs to be done. Well, they also have the hoses and fire doors. And so the jail, they're very specific. So is Dayspring, but I hate to say it, People's is the same way because again, it's not possible. So we have the fire doors that have to be inspected as well.
How much of the $57,000 is the monthly fee?
Is monthly. So out of that is so total annual cost for general fund is $8,745. And then for non-generals, $7,700. So you're talking, that is probably what, 30 some odd $1,000 that is in the repairs and stuff like that. Now I know that they did do extra work in this building, but what all they did, I don't know. And Josh apologized because he is with Friendly Wholesale setting up all of the chemical dispensers, or he would have been here and he right off the top of it.
Likely excuse.
I know. No, I
I
said,
think it was quite a bit because they were here. And
probably.
if I remember right, one of the reasons we couldn't open up is we couldn't get our fire systems to talk to each other.
Correct.
Now they do.
Absolutely. And that was very stressful. Mhm.
Motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Mears,
Yeah.
Commissioner Banks,
Yes.
Okay. Talk about going postal.
Let the fun begin.
Not go postal, but let's talk postage machines. How's that?
Can I ask a question before you get, I was confused in your cover letter here.
Yes.
Purchase, the lease options were explained as 2 options, but the amount is exactly the same.
Exactly, yes, and I did find that mistake as well. The lease, the 60-month lease is actually $49,417.80, which I did have, excuse me, in the spreadsheet I had sent.
Okay.
That amount was, so there is a difference of $5,796.55.
Okay.
Yes. If we purchase the machines, we did ask what the life of the machines would be. And there's no guarantee what the life of the machine is because it depends on the United States Post Office and what they consider to be machine and no longer, yeah.
being compliant.
Yes,
Their
being
rules.
compliant. So it could be 5 years. So we could purchase these and be non-compliant at the end of 5 years. Or we
So
could
just an overview, what's one machine cost ballpark?
for purchase,
Yes.
purchase, the Wilton Service Administration bill,
Sure.
$9,561.50.
Okay. So I'm never a lease guy, right? I'll never say never because I'm about to make the debate as to why we might want to lean towards leasing. We know we're going to purchase a bunch of machines, right? In the event that we require just one new machine, which wouldn't make sense, but let's just say we would. The difference in lease pricing, if we went with the 5-year, is roughly $6,000, right? 5,900. In the event that we have to replace a machine within the 5 years, and we're looking at admin, juvenile, Longview, and Peoples, right? And CSEA, right? Well, I'm just looking at, let's just say general fund now. 4 machines, right?
Yeah.
I have admin, juvenile, Longview, Peoples. Am I missing one?
Admin, juvenile, no, that's it.
That purchase of one machine would make going the purchase route more expensive than the lease route, yes?
Yes. Because we'd have to buy another one. Yep. The other ones, the other 3 buildings are a little less to buy, but if we had to replace this one, it would cost us $9,000.
Now, we also know, I think it's important that up front we're gonna have a savings on this because we're not hiring someone to do it anymore. So there is a savings one way or the other. Not to say, well, then let's just lease it because it'd be more savings up front if we bought it.
So another savings would be 4 cents off of each postage run. So each letter that goes through, we save 4 cents. Because because we're using a meter through post office. And
Sam gives us a little 4-cent discount, huh?
4 cent discount. And
Maybe I can get one for my house.
yeah, and when we're looking at
But-
90 cents increase, because that's what they're wanting to increase.
The Sun did not mark up postage, right?
Pardon me?
Sun did not mark up.
Yes, they did.
They marked up.
Yes,
That's why we got the savings.
yes. They did. So we do have that additional, but if we purchase, we would still be required to pay a monthly rental of $192 for the meter and a maintenance agreement. And that's $828 annual. So that's kind of where the kicker is of, we would still be, even though we would have this machine, we'd still have to pay for the meter. And of course, you want somebody to maintain that
But
machine.
that still comes even if you purchase it though, right?
It's within that
Right.
rental, but the purchase is separate.
And we know wastewater doesn't want any. Okay, so that's easy for us. Now, we know that CSEA and JFS would like a machine apiece. I saw your question, Daryl. I thought she answered it
Well,
a little bit.
a little bit. I'm looking at on her thing here, we got child support, 700 per week. Month, it's only 500. I haven't figured that out.
Yes, and that was a mistake, because originally when I put these spreadsheets together, instead of having monthly, I had it weekly, which would have made sense on theirs. Everybody else, I had corrected it to monthly, but I missed theirs. But theirs is even a little weird when you look at the sheet that they filled out versus the reports. So some of this, I was actually looking at the reports, the monthly reports that we received, kind of doing a guesstimate of what everybody was spending as well. So I would say for child support, roughly about 2,000 letters a month. And then for the large envelopes, the manila envelopes as we call them, roughly about 800 a month. And those envelopes then would be the ones that we'd have to actually put on the scale.
Yep.
And then we'd put in the size of it, and then we would get the sticker and put on. So that slows the process down a little bit when you have to do that. But once we get used to the machines, it's probably gonna go quickly. after that.
I think they get by with one.
I think you should let them have two. Another thing you gotta think about, well, not, let's say you keep it at JFS, they'll probably make, because that's the center building.
Well, it's got more room.
Right. Not that it's a huge deal, but now you have employees leaving their workstation, walking over. You are taking some time away from work, not a ton.
That is one.
It is, but I'm just saying. They're saving money, right? They are saving money by not using sun, correct?
Correct.
I think you let them have each. I'm not. Look, 1, 2, at the end of the day, but they're male intensive organizations, right?
Correct.
What do you think, Cliff? You might be the tiebreaker. I'm fine with it. I'll make them happy too. It's work. Not that it's a far walk. You gotta get up, walk out, go to another building. When you have a mailroom, most buildings have their mailroom.
The wellness program would say get one so they can get more steps in.
No.
What if not many of them are on the wellness plan?
Not healthy.
And you always have to look at what happens behind the scenes. So, you send somebody over and you think, okay, they're gonna process this. And you don't pay attention to how long they've been gone. And I'm not saying they would do this, but what if they see their friend and they, chat for a while and, my, mail's done.
Richland County employees don't do that.
We don't talk,
Oh.
we don't in our building. We don't see anybody, but it can happen in any business. It can happen. So time wise to keep an employee in their own building. It's probably better, but it's not my call. It's not gonna hurt me one way or another.
Stacy, thank you also. You did a lot of work on this. So your recommendation is the lease as well?
Yes.
I was surprised at the cost difference. That wasn't that much.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out the business reason for them as to why the lease wouldn't be that much more expensive, because one machine would be more costly.
Mhm.
And I'd say let's go with a 60-month lease and let JFS and CSEA have their own machine. I'll make that motion.
Okay. That's good.
I'll second it to get it on the ballot.
Commissioner Mears.
Yes.
Commissioner Bang.
No.
Commissioner Barrow.
Yes. Good job, Rachel. Thank you.
Absolutely.
When does this start? When we get our machines?
We're actually going to contact one today. They've been running pretty quickly, probably about, they say 10 days, but I'm gonna say probably less than that.
The sun stop,
May 6th is their last day.
so we'll be up and running before that, right?
We will, yes.
No, I mean, they're gonna have to have some electronics and whatnot, but it ain't gonna be.
There will be training. Stacy and I are talking about, we don't want a huge group of people there to be trained. Probably have some key employees and then we can then train employees because we know, if Stacy's really, in depth and knows this machine, then if there's an issue, then Stacy can come and look at it and help somebody as well, or Heather or whoever. We just need training there.
She'll be the SME.
She's important, but yes. So it's gonna be interesting. Because I've never had one of these machines before.
Did when I worked at Ursula Middle, so
Did you?
yeah, they're handy. I mean, you just slide it through. The flats are a little
There's
different.
no way somebody could bring in their Christmas cards and run them, right?
Yes.
There was no way. Yeah, absolutely. But
Now you have to have a code though.
Yeah.
you have to have a
They have a
code.
code for their business.
Correct. So
Use that
you're
code.
not gonna give that code to everybody. So like my department's gonna have a code.
Have somebody with the code.
Casey's gonna have a black market envelope scanning.
Yes, but nothing stopped them from doing that with Sun either.
Well, yeah, I guess you're right. You could,
Yeah.
right, I guess you could just put an envelope in
Going by.
with this mail and Sun's not checking it to say that's personal or not personal. So that's true, Cliff.
Yeah.
So there's really no.
Scales wise. Are we buying the
I'll
scale,
come with a machine.
With the machine.
but is it the automatic scale or the hand?
It's automatic.
This one's automatic. Well,
Yeah.
this one has an automatic scale in it. and an external scale for larger ones.
Right.
And then the I5s that are going in the other buildings, that's the external. So it's regular letter, you can put them all through, but if it's anything, they have to put with the machine, it's on.
Ones with a smaller volume.
It's pretty easy. They're pretty easy to use.
We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out. We'll gladly teach you.
Just don't make the code 1, 2, 3, 5.
Oh, no.
This is kind of like Cheers, Cliff the mailman, Cliff Claiborne.
Thank you for making that decision, Cliff.
Okay, is there any other business to come before the Board of Commissioners at this time? Hearing none, we stand adjourned at 11:01.
We want to